failing this morning, traders. I'm just failing. Again. Just like yesterday. So I got lucky yesterday. I got like a lucky green day. So it's pretty awesome. We can get one of those. What's coming up on the today? Today it looks like we got FOMC today at 1 o'clock. FOMC press conference at 1:30. So it'll be 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, it looks like. I will be done trading by then. Won't affect me at all. Alright, so right now I'm looking for a long trade. We'll see when it sets up. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. And I'll be getting long in the MES. Alright, when it happens, I'll bring it to you. Alright, we're in long. This candle retraces. I'm in trouble. 453 is my stop. 452, 453. Alright, so I got my stop in. My target, 465. I'll leave that there for now. Alright, so I'm almost risking one to make two, but by the time I get finished paying for my spread, it'll be a little closer to risking one to make 1.5, 1.8. Alright, we'll see if we get stopped out here on a retrace of this candle. Hopefully not. Come on, ES, get up there. Risking $530 roughly to make 1100. Should have bought more contracts because I was on my wrong time frame. I didn't get to calculate my actual risk on this trade. I could have bought more contracts. I could buy more right now actually. Let's get what, 10 more.
Order filled.
All right, got 10 more. So now I'm risking, can't really see with my glasses. I need my new glasses. I can't find them. So I'm risking about $800 to make $1,500. That's more like it. And I'm going to move my target up so I could potentially squeeze some more out and trail my stop if I get lucky. Again, I'm in the retracement zone for my stop here, unfortunately, but that's where it's supposed to go, so I'm going to leave it there. So I could get stopped out and then watch this thing go without me. That's alright. That's what happens. That's what happens. I'm following the rules. Probabilities are based on the thing, and I'm going to do the thing. I could take 3 losers, and then I'm done for the day. Or at least 3 are. So if I have a winner, loser, winner, loser, winner, loser, I can do that all day long. But once I have 3, I've lost 3 R, then I'm out for the day. So I'm risking $800 a trade. Once I've lost $2,400, I'm out. And this evaluation rebuilds in a couple days, so I'd like to pass it and then before it rebuilds. So going a little bigger.
Order filled.
So there we go. First trade will be a loser, down $848. Waiting for this next trade, which might be setting up in just a second here, which will be a short trade. If this is going to break below this candle here, I'll be setting up for a short trade, and I'll be getting, actually sorry, I'll be setting up for another long trade. So I'll be getting in long. So let's get another one of these long positions ready to go. Alright, so I got my contracts queued up. So we'll be good to go there. And then I got my little marker for a new long trade ready to go. If it's going to trigger. See, I was in the retracement zone of that candle. Anywhere inside the body of that candle, my stop is not really great. Be way better if my stop was low of day, you know, with some room, or below this candle. But the probabilities are based off of that's where my stop goes. So that's where my stop goes. We'll see if I'm going to regret it or not. But yeah, if this can come down close below here, that will trigger a long trade. We'll see if it ends up being a loser. It's getting ready to trigger it right now. Alright, so that's going to be triggering a long trade in 14 seconds. I'll be getting long. 10 seconds. Nope, it's not confirming. Confirming. What are you going to do? 3, 2, 1, long.
Order filled.
Alright, so now I'm long. And I'm not prepared over here. Hopefully I can be fast. I'm a mess this morning, traders. That's what happens when you roll out of bed and you go right to the market. 74424 is my stop. 744, actually 744 even. All right, got my stop in. So now I'm risking one to make, 1.5 roughly. If I end up getting out at that target. So risking about 900 to make 1400. Whoa. I want to be able to squeeze more out. All right, grab it, drag it up. Don't. Oh, did you miss it? I hope I didn't miss it. Push back up through there. Don't do it. And, oh no, ES. Well, almost recovered my trade, and I might be taking a second loser. Failing this morning, traders. I'm just failing. Again. Just like yesterday. Waiting for it to push through that target again. The trade's kind of dead because I hit my target, so maybe I should just take it off and say I'm recovered, but this looks great for a long trade. Like, this is an awesome trade, I think. I'll show you why in just a second. I could be wrong. Oh, I hit my target again. And it's just getting stuck. Just getting stuck, traders. Man, I feel like I'm going to regret not just taking this trade off. All right, so while we're waiting, so we had this downward move. We put a low in, we put a lower high. I think we're putting a higher low in for a higher high. That's just what I think. Let's go over to the 30-minute real quick. I'm probably going to regret it. Let's see. So we had a big retrace already there, which is kind of scary. But look at this massive rejection off the bottom here. Huge rejection. So looking for this thing to retrace all the way back up again. But I don't want to get greedy. I need to move my stop up and take this profit. I might have regretted this. A clean push through here will help me out a lot. If it'll push through and just pause for 1 second. So my stop right now is a new low, but that's not because it's the new low. It's because that's where the probabilities tell me to put my stop based on my quadrant lines, which I showed you in my strategy video. If you haven't seen that, you can go over to the channel, my strategy video, or at the end, if you're watching the replay of this, it'll be in the end screen. I'll link on the end screen. All right, we're going to see if this little uptrend is going to hold this. What looks like it's going to be a low, a high, a higher low to a higher high. If it holds, I'll be good. I'll be getting lucky. I'll take luck. Better to be lucky than good sometimes. All right, we got this going on right now. All right, slowly making its way up. We got 15 minutes before the new 30-minute candle opens. It's too bad. If we only had a couple minutes left, that'd be awesome, because chances are the red candle we're in right now will have a nice retracement. And I'll easily get my target plus some bonus money. All right, it's going to give me a second chance. Whoa, look at it go. Oh, it's too slow. Too slow. Failing, traders. Too slow. I got some trader paralysis kicking in. All right, dropping it.
Order filled.
All right, so we're out. We're out, so now I'm up $500 in the day. Yes, I think this is going to boost higher. I think this is a good long trade. Got like a W pattern kind of setting up here as well. We got this little uptrend type setup moving here, looking for a higher high. I think we're going higher, but just because I think it doesn't mean we're gonna. So I stick to the probabilities, and I'll wait for my next trade, and then I'll bring it to you, which is actually going to be a short trade. If we push up above this, I'm going to take a short, looking for a retrace of the move before going higher, and I'll take that retrace short. All right, let me update my P&L. All right, you can see my P&L up here, which is part of the Top Step X. You can see it up there. Still looking for a short, but I don't like it. The more it goes down, the less likely a short's going to be good. 7414. I almost want to just call it a day. Take my money and run. 7414. If I lose on the short, then I would probably make it back on the next long setup. Most likely is what would happen. The downside to it is I'm not going to have the time to take that next long setup. I'm going to be out of here by then. So that's kind of the risk. It's like, should I trade out the day if I can't trade out the day kind of thing? You know, do I take the next trades if I'm not going to have time to see them through? Like if I have a loser, it's no big deal because the winner's probably following. But if I'm not going to be able to take it, then I end up with a red day. All right, we'll see. I got about half an hour left. So if something sets up soon, I'll take it and hope the next thing will set up right after. All right, so I was right again. Like I said, I really want to get in short here, but I can't. And I hope you all are making a bunch of money to the short side because I just hit that target again. So what is it going to do? I'm even more tempted now to skip a short trade when it sets up. Just because, I mean, how many of these are going to happen? Right? It can't go on forever. So if I'm lucky, what will happen is my short trade will set up and then it'll retrace back into support. Right? Like it'll bounce, it'll give me my setup, it'll come back down and then it'll rip higher from there. I just got to be really careful with my short trade that I take, making sure that I move my stop to break even at the right time and all that stuff. And then I capture. I might not even try to squeeze more out. I might just look to leave my limit order there to get out. Because that sooner or later it's going to find a bottom. It's going to bounce a little bit on the bottom and rip higher, or it's just going to rip off the bottom higher. All right, we'll see when the next switch happens, and then I'll come back. 5 seconds. Nope, it's not confirming. 3 seconds. 2, 1, confirmed. We're in short. Let's mark this up quickly. Whoa, too many contracts. I should have did the math first. I just assumed it was going to be like the rest of the day. All right, we're going to start taking out some contracts here. Let's go with 10 and buy.
Order filled.
All right, so we just bought 10 out in profit. Now I'm back to the risk I should be at. Right, 14, a little bit more. There you go, 14.75. Would much rather have that be higher up, but that's where it's supposed to be. Target is 395. So I'm risking 1 to make 1.5 roughly.
Order filled.
So I'm just going to take it there. I have to leave in 5 minutes. This may come down and hit the target, but if it doesn't, then it's going to be in limbo. At least I made my risk, and that is going to put me up on the day $1,228. So pretty sweet. I'll take it. And that moves my account to, man, I would love to have another $300 in my account. $153,729. I'd like that to say 154 or 154.5 even. Look, there it's going to come down and hit my target. All right, I just don't have the time. The clock ran out on me today. So let's go look at the stats. That's too bad. All right, so over here we got the account showing 3,729. I'm not in buffer yet, so as far as I'm concerned, it's still a 0. Once I get above 154.5, then I'll be in buffer. But right now, it's still 0 as far as I'm concerned. And then we'll scroll down. Now this chart's going the right direction. You can see my best day, the weakest day, average winning trade, average losing trade, starting to shrink that a little bit. Still got to get a higher best trade to counteract that worst trade. And there we go. See all the numbers. And then here's my checkerboard calendar. Ugly. And so far on the week, up 2,357. All right, we'll see. We got 2 days left. Can I make, what do I need to make? Like $5,300 in 2 days? I guess that's very doable. If I'm risking, basically one trade, I can make almost $2,000. Say 1,500. The next trade I make another 1,500. There's $3,000 right there. That would put me at 6 and change. And then the next day, if I did the same thing, I'm good to go. So, yeah, it's still very possible as long as I don't have any red days. Yesterday was technically a red day. I was green, so that worked out. So yeah, I guess I might be able to make it. If not, I'll rebill and have to make like $1,000 or something. All right, I just wanted to jump in here at the end to show you what actually ended up happening today since I had to leave early. So the first trade was my losing trade that was up here, that switch. The second trade was my winning trade. Went and hit that target. Good thing I didn't get greedy because it did end up selling off. It looked to me like this was trying to make a high, higher low, and a higher high, but that never happened, and that's why I don't trade based on my feelings. I trade based on the probabilities. Then it came down. This was my second trade. We had that switch, and it was taking forever. I ended up getting out. I was short this trade. I ended up getting out somewhere. I don't even remember. Somewhere in here. I could pull up Top Step and get the exact number, but basically somewhere in here on this center line. And then I left because my day was running out on me. I could tell you probably exactly where I got out. Somewhere down here, 10 or 11 o'clock. Probably right in this candle here, maybe. I don't know. Because my day was running out. I had an appointment I had to go to. Had I stayed, I would have clearly hit my target there. Would have made some money on that. And then it did go a little bit lower before boosting back up to make that new high. And then the rest of the day, the market kind of just sold off. So unfortunately, I missed out on some reward there. But on the day, I made my risk for a trade. So tomorrow, or I won't be trading tomorrow actually, but Friday when I come back in, I made money today to pay for a loser on Friday if it happens. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be trading tomorrow. I just got a call from my client. I have to take care of them in the morning. So that's going to be a bummer. I may take a trade tonight if there's a really nice flatline switch based on my evening trade strategy that sets up, but it's going to have to be like perfect conditions, nice trending direction, flatline switch, all the stuff, or I'm not going to do it. And it is what it is. I'll just fall a little bit short this week. But anyway, so that's where we're at. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow or Friday.